What up? What up? What up? What up? Um, about yesterday. Yesterday's live was great. It was titled or the release session. It was about releasing the things, the emotions, the energy that no longer serves you. Right. I did this in combination or conjunction with two things. I was in Mother Color's live. Shout out to Mother Color with two V's. She's awesome. And I'm always inspired by her lives where the vibe is always mellow, right? And divine presence is always there. Now, let me be clear. Divine presence is everywhere, right? And, but there's times when you recognize and when you don't fully recognize and when you overlook. And I'm talking about those divine presence where you can't overlook because it does more. It's more than what you can actually see with your eyes. It's a feeling that you tapped into. You ever tapped into the divine wave, I'm gonna say divine frequency where it's unexplainable. Sometimes it's so joyful, sometimes it's, you know, makes you want to cry, not tears of sorrow though, right? But her lives is just so divinely captivating. So I'm like, you know what? I was inspired. I'll go online. Go online, go live. And, as I'm in there, we chopping it up, me and the Color family, and we chopping it up on her live. And we just talking about just, and I can't even say like deep stuff, right? And Spirit is talking to me at the same time as I'm chatting away and whatnot. And Spirit's like, yeah, you need to go ahead and go online and, allow people a space to release. And you know me, I like catchy names. You know me, I like catchy titles. You know, I like things that's gonna make you think. Somebody say make you think. If you ever been in my lives, you know that a lot of my questions and topics is meant to get you to think, but I didn't want that energy at that high roller coaster level, right? I wanted that energy to be mellow, right? Like a nice drive, a nice walk, walking on the beach type, right? Just you and the Most High. And yesterday, the release session is where you can release the things that no longer served you. And boy, was we releasing, right? Were we releasing? And it's not the fact that, we had you to comment what you was releasing, which some people did, which I appreciate that. Love that. But it was the energy, the vibration where, you know what? Let me go ahead and release this right now. I feel the divine talking to me. And I'm going to just go over a recap a little bit. We're talking about, someone said, during my release, I changed the noise in my mind to silence. During my release, the process of releasing, I've changed the noise in my mind into silence, right? And silence is the sleep that nourishes, right? And I was talking like, I'm a little bit into football this season. And I think we got like something like 6 coaches already getting fired already. We're not even in the playoffs yet, right? So I posed a question to the live and I'm like, how many of us got coaches in the background? Coaches of anxiety, coaches of stress, coaches of fear, coaches of low vibrations that we need to go ahead and fire this season before we go into the next season of 2026. It's time to clean house, right? It's time to fire that stuff that no longer serves you. Get rid of it. I went into another little metaphor of mine where you ever, almost miss trash day. You might be laying in the bed and something wake you up and you hear the garbage truck. Everybody knows the noise of the garbage truck, especially on garbage day. Just like everyone knows what a siren sounds like. Just like everyone knows what the cry of help sounds like. It's unmistakable. So I posed a question to the live and I said, you know what? Do you know the sound, the vibration, the feeling of the Most High when Spirit tell you to release? Do you know the sound, the vibration, the feeling, the whisper when Spirit say, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go? And let me tell y'all something. it was there last night, boy. Right? Spirit was all up in there whispering to all of us, right? And it's that communication, the whisper that hits different. You ever been yelled at before? Right? We all have, right? Spirit ever yell at you to get your attention? Right? Yeah. But in this moment, Spirit didn't have to yell. Spirit didn't have to weigh you down, put barriers in front. Spirit was just like, go ahead and release. Let it go. Let it go. So I invite you right now. Maybe you wasn't in the live. You know what I mean? To go ahead and release anything that no longer serves you. Release anything that you don't want to take forward from this point forward. Release it. And you're probably thinking, greater? How do I do that, greater? I release thee. I release fear. I release anxiety. I release being everything to everybody first and not myself. I release thee. Woo, boy. Let me read some more comments. Synchronicities came up in the live yesterday also, right? And when I say synchronicities, I'm talking about like the number 3 came through, right? And, you know, I ain't even Christian, but when I see the 3 or the 3 hit me yesterday, it caught me like the 3 was like the Trinity, right? Someone said, I released my job 3 years in. I rose up and ascended. Talking to this young lady, I don't even know how she came into the live. She got on the screen. I don't even know how that happened. Maybe one of the moderators let her up or something. I don't know. But she came in and, you know, I was caught by surprise because I ain't let you up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, you know, is there anything you want to release tonight? She said, release? Starts being smart, I think. But I was like, nah, for real. Like, anything that's no longer serving you, you want to release? She's like, I already released it. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, what did you release? She's like, I released a relationship. I said, oh, wow. I said, so from the time that you was made aware that you needed to release this relationship to the time that you pulled the trigger and moved forward and took action, how long was that? She said 3 years. She said 3 years. That was the second 3. I said 3 years from the time that you was aware that you needed to leave the relationship to the point where you left the relationship. She said, yeah, 3 years. Woo. How many of us are in circumstances, situations, environments, places in our journey where we are aware of the whisper that says release, but for some reason, we still holding on. How long will you hold on for? How long will you put that in your pack and carry it with you? Some of us, that stuff is so heavy that the backpack, it done made a hole in the backpack and you done turned around, picked it up, and now you're carrying it. How many of you are carrying something that you need to release right now? Ooh, go ahead and release it. I release thee. I release thee. I release thee. Let me go back to the comments real quick because I definitely want to share this with y'all. Someone said I release. I let go of always being tough and nothing hurting me. I release always being tough and nothing hurting me. The tough guy, the tough woman, the tough one, but deep down inside, somebody say deep down inside, you're hurting, or you compartmentalizing, hiding, sweeping it under the rug. It remind me, remember when you were a kid, you go to clean your room, you stuff everything underneath the bed, in the closet. It looked clean. Whoa, it looked clean. How many of us look clean on the outside? Look clean. That's a whole nother looking clean on the outside, but inside, underneath the hood, underneath the bed, it's all kind of stuff underneath there. In the closet, you open the closet, it just all fall out. Don't go in them drawers. Them drawers broken because it's too heavy. I release thee. I release always being tough. And nothing ever hurts me. Whew. Somebody said I release people pleasing. That hit me in my spirit right there, boy. That hit my bones. My bones chilling. I release people pleasing. They went even further and said I release unnecessary connections. I release unnecessary connections. I release the expectations of others. And they ended it with this. I love a good release. Woo. How many of us have been or are right now? And I'm talking to the ones right now that's still watching. It's 12 minutes in, right? It's something that you need to release. And I know I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Unnecessary connections. May that be family members, romantic partners, friends, co-workers, employment situations, environments. How many of us are people pleasers? We're not putting ourselves first. Let's not take that into the next season. Expectation of others. I talked about that yesterday. How we get mad that someone else ain't being the version of them that we want them to be for us. How dare you not be what I want you to be for me? How dare you? You got some nerve not being the version I want you to be for me. Whew. I release the control, somebody said, trying to control others and everything. Who else can relate to that? Expectation of others. I'm still growing in that area, right? And there's phases to it. Like, you could do it with strangers, but when you go to the master class, the master level, now you got to start releasing the expectation of others that's the closest to you, right? I tell people like all the time, like, don't put me on a pedestal because I'm going to disappoint you. Do not put me on a pedestal. I do a lot of stuff right, but I do a lot of things wrong. I look clean on the outside, but don't open my closet. You know what I mean? Don't look underneath my bed because I'm going to disappoint you. I'm living a human experience. So don't put me on a pedestal because I'm going to disappoint you. Just allow me to be me, and I'm gonna allow you to be you. And when I say I'm gonna allow you, I'm not gonna hold that expectation on you. I'm not gonna try to control you. And I'm not saying that, I can't tell you like, okay, what you did was wrong. I felt like it was wrong to me. I can communicate. I can set boundaries. You can set boundaries. But I'm no longer going to have these expectations, unspoken expectations. Right? If you show me you, I'm going to believe you. But not to say that people don't make mistakes. Right? Not to say people don't make mistakes. I remember, I was talking about this on the live too. I was like, yo, I remember my transition into spirituality, leaving Christianity behind. And I'm like, all right, God, Most High, ancestors, spirit, whatever your name is, whoever you are, you know what I mean? And it sounds crazy. I'm just sharing because I know a lot of us probably been through this. Like, you real, show me you real. Show me you real, right? Show me you real. Because if you ain't showing me you real by this time, I'm putting a time limit on it. I'm done. One slip up, I'm done. But it came to me yesterday, like, how many times have you slipped up, Greater? How many times have you slipped up knowingly and unknowingly? I'm glad the Most High didn't give up on me after my slip ups. Boy, I release the desire to be perfect. I release perfection. Oh my goodness. You're about to make me speak in tongues over here, boy. I'm about to be in the spirit. You know what I mean? Releasing perfection. How many of us need to release perfection? Somebody said I release that survival mode. That's a whole another releasing the survival mode. The thing that you needed to survive, and now you have survived it. It no longer serves you in the space that you're in, because you no longer worry about surviving, because you are you're thriving. But it's hard to thrive when you got the survival mentality. I release that survival mode. I release the survival mode. I release the survival mode. She said, you got me in tears, bruh. Sure, I be wanting to cry too. I be having to hold on. I release being the protector, the supporter, and the provider for everyone else. And not for me. I was talking to a young man a few days ago, last week probably, and I was like, somehow we got on this conversation. Don't ask me how. I just remember this part right here. Like, you know what a shot caller is, man? I was like, just break it down. I'm gonna fast forward the conversation. A person who calls shots. You know what shots are? Shots are decisions. So a shot caller is a person who make decisions, and they make decisions for everyone. Everything that goes on, they make the major decisions, if not all the decisions, right? And I said, think about it. Imagine having to make decisions for everyone all the time about everything. How stressful and taxing is that? To the point you start making decisions for everybody else all the time, here, there, everywhere, and then you forget about you. You ever forgot about you? That's what this person was talking about. I released being the protector. Because my decisions I have to make is not only the decisions for others, but I got to protect everybody. And I'm not protecting myself. I'm left out there, unguarded, unshielded, in the cold. I release being a supporter for everyone first, showing up for everybody, everything they got, no matter what time it is. I release being a provider for everyone, giving, 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 and I ain't even got nothing. I gotta learn to be that for me. That's what that person said. I gotta learn to be that for me. Ooh, we had a good time last night, boy. Had another person came on, a brother. He wasn't even here during the beginning of the live. He came towards, about the ending, and I asked him the same question. I said, bruh, thanks for coming to the release session. What is something that you need to release? You want to release that no longer serves you? And he said, I'm going to read it verbatim. I released my ex. I released her. I said, what? How long did it take you and I asked him the same question, from the time that you were made aware to the time that you actually took the action to do it? Guess what he said? Guess what he said? You right. 3 years. Can't make it up. 3 years. Bro, it took me 3 years. And he said, you know what? I wasn't listening to my higher self. I wasn't listening to my higher self. How many of us need to release not listening to our higher self? That intuition, that gut feeling, that whisper. We talking about whispers, that whisper that tell you, yo, don't do it. Release. Come on. Why you doing this? He said, yeah, bro, I wasn't listening to my higher self, and it really showed me. Segue. Let me do a little, let me get off the, let me slow down for a second. So while I was in this other live with Mother Color, we chatting it up, me and the other people in there. And one person said, yeah, Greater, 2025 drugged me. And when I say drugged me, it dragged me. My elbows is scraped up, knees scraped up, skin peeling off. Like, I went through on 2025. And I responded to her, I said, how does one recognize the light if they've never been exposed to darkness? And I said, darkness is not it's meant to be what we think it is. But to me, darkness is the lessons learned, the lessons earned. And I said, least you could say, I made it. How many of us been through something, and at the end of it, we could say, you know what? I made it. I did that. I got through. I don't even know how I made it, but I made it. If that resonates with you right now, put it right there in the comments. I made it. Yeah, it may not be over, but I made it through that obstacle. I'm at a different checkpoint. Who else at a different checkpoint than it was the last time? And the race may not be over. And you may not be in first, second, or third place. But I made it to the checkpoint. It was something about video games back in the day. When you make it to the checkpoint, no matter how many times you fail, you go right back to that checkpoint that you made it to last. Right? And that really hit me. You know what I mean? And I said, at least you can say I made it. How many of us can say I made it through something, even if it's not the thing you're going through right now? Take care. Have a good day. I made it. So talking about last night's live recap, the release session. It was awesome. It was awesome. Before I go, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go ahead and release right now. And I was going back to, let me go back to the dump truck situation I was talking about, where you hear the dump truck. You ever hear the dump truck, the trash truck coming? You get out the bed, you try to throw something on, you're looking for your shoes, you're running to get the trash, to move the trash to the front so that way the trash people can come get it, and the trash truck is gone. How many of us been stuck with trash for another week? Some of us 2 weeks, right? Because he did it again back to back. We know the sound of the trash truck. We know the sound of sirens. We move over when we see the lights flashing and hear the sirens. Do you know the sound of the Most High, divine, when it's whisper and it tells you, release? This is that time. This is that moment right now. Even if you wasn't on the live yesterday, you are hearing this right now. Everybody under the sound of my voice. This is our opportunity to release. And you don't even got to put it in the comments. It's a one-on-one connection. And somebody's like, how do I release? And I was telling them yesterday, like, with that trash, sometimes you ever put something out in the trash and the trash people don't take it because it's too big. You might got a mattress, you cleaning up. You put the mattress outside, they don't take the mattress in some areas. Depending on where you live, they're not going to take that mattress. Depending on where you live, if you got more than one bag of trash outside of the little trash container, they're not taking it. Sometimes you may be the host of a Thanksgiving, 4th of July, some type of holiday event. You got all this trash from other people that you're trying to get rid of, and you can't even get rid of it all because they got a limit on how much trash they take. Maybe you got a new sectional. Maybe you got a sectional full of stuff that you need to get rid of. I got a lot to get rid of, Greater. Maybe you got a queen size bed full of things you got to get rid of. Maybe you got a lot of stuff to get rid of that don't even belong to you. It was passed down from generation to generation, and I'm getting rid of it. I'm here to tell you that you can get rid of it right now. There is no limit to what you need to release right now. Release it all. All you got to do is say, come on in. Come on in, divine. Come on in, Most High. Whatever you and your relationship with whoever it is, come on in. I release thee. Take it all out. Take it all out. Somebody be like, Greater, it's not that easy. No, it's not, but yes, it is. No, it's not, but yes, it is. No, it's not, but yes, it is. Imagine somebody just coming in and just take. One good thing about buying a new washer and dryer, brand new, is they come in and take the old washer and dryer out. One thing about buying a car battery, if you've ever bought a car battery, you can go ahead and they'll take the old car battery, the core. You may have to pay extra for these things, but when you release them today and you're releasing all of it, you don't have to pay nothing. So we're going to close it out with you releasing. I want you to take 3 deep breaths in, right? Well, a deep breath in for 3 seconds. And I want you to pack up all the stuff, the emotions, the things, the people, the boundary, everything that need to be taken out and released. I want you to breathe it all in. I'm releasing this, I'm releasing that, I'm releasing this, I'm releasing that. Gather it all. Get it all together, because trash truck is coming. And then as we exhale, I want you to let it all out. Let it all out. Let it all out. And when you let it out, it's not coming back. And the thing about letting things out and letting things go is you might have some remnants or memory of it, but it ain't there. It's like an old ex, right? You know, broke up and whatnot, and you might find an old piece of article or clothing on them. You might see an old picture. But just because I see or I recognize or remember the memory doesn't mean that you're still there. So yeah, a lot of this stuff has been pent up. It's like furniture sitting on carpet. Like when you move it, it's still got the imprint. A lot of this stuff sometimes is heavy. So it may still leave an imprint on you after you release, but know that it's not there no more. It's gone. It's released. So we're going to do 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out, but 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. We breathing in. 4, 5, 6. Letting out. Whew. Maybe we should do a little faster, right? Let me try that one. 1, 2, 3. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, letting out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna do it with you right now. We packing up all the stuff that need to get out. Sometimes it take 3 trips. That's how much stuff we got that need to be released. It take 3 trips back in and out, gathering all this stuff and taking it out. Because it's heavy and it's a lot. Because a lot of us, we ain't even released anything since or ever. So I'm gonna breathe with you right now. Whew, that felt good. That felt good. Hey, if you didn't get to the release party, the release session yesterday, it's all right because we just did one today. The good thing about this one right here is you can replay this over and over again. The thing about releasing, it's another thing we talked about, is we making room for new. We making room for new. We making room for new. Somebody put in the comments, making room for new. Making room for new. Making room for new. What's something new that you desire in this next season right here? What's something new that you desire in this next season right here? Maybe it may not be new, but it may be something that you've lost. Sometimes we lose things when we release and letting go. You ever lost yourself? I want to get the old me back. And I'm not talking about the me that allowed, that didn't have no boundaries. I'm not talking about the me that people please. I'm not talking about the me that put everybody first before me. I'm talking about the me that used to smile. Let me see that smile. That light hit me good right there. That me that used to sleep good. I didn't do all that turning and tossing. That me that walked with confidence. That me that didn't worry. I want that back. We done just, when we released, we made room for the new stuff and the things that we've lost. Obedience and alignment. Alignment and obedience. Obedience is alignment. Obedience to your higher self, to you. I'm being obedient to me. I'm going to get out of here because y'all know I'm going to be on here for another 30 minutes. So I want to thank y'all for being here with me tonight. Or not even tonight. That was the last night. Listening to this. I want to put that live on so everybody can hear it and see it. But it's music playing, and we know how the platforms be with playing music and stuff like that. So I'm gonna figure out a way. I might just go ahead and start a Patreon. It's affordable, and we could talk and do things like we want to without all the distractions and barriers that come with social media. So thank you for rocking with me. This is one tarot reader I watch. Shout out to Green Eyes, Perfectly Imperfect. I love her. She always says this, like, if you got something from here, if you ate from here, meaning that you got something from this, give back. Give back with a like, give back with a comment, give back with a share, give back with a subscription, give back with Cash App, with donations. So I'm gonna copy that. If you got something from this, go ahead and give back. My Cash App handle is FatherToSix. FatherToSix. Even if it's $1, I'll take it. If you're not subscribed, maybe you can go ahead and subscribe, because I have a subscription on TikTok. I might do it on YouTube too, where I have more intimate sessions, more intimate messages, connect a little bit deeper without the noise. So yeah, I'm gonna end it like that. I hope this impacted you as well, or greater than it impacted me and everyone else. Whew, it feels good to release. Thank you. Appreciate you. I leave you in love, light, life, always. Ashe, ashe, ashe.